everyone, this is a leather wear and tear video for some of my leather bags. I'm going to start with the Speedy. I haven't used this loads recently, but when I first got it I used it quite a lot for about the first 10 months-ish at least, so I think you could probably take this as about roughly a 1 year wear and tear on a bag video. It's worn really quite well. There's not really a huge amount of noticeable wear on it really. The corners have stayed looking really good on it. I'm really happy with those. The main area I have noticed some wear on this is on the sides, and I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on camera, but it's at the inking on each side, sort of around here and around here, where some of the inking is kind of worn away, and that seems to be because when you attach a strap, whatever strap it is, because it's on the sides, the hardware and the strap sort of rubs against the side like that, and I think that's why it's worn away a bit. So that's something to be aware of if you're considering this bag. Other than that, I don't think there's really a huge amount to mention, other than the leather has softened a bit. And so when I first got it, the pocket I think seemed much more like a secret pocket, like you wouldn't necessarily know, but as it's softened, it sort of, I think, sort of is more noticeably a pocket. Like this just stays open a little bit more sometimes, but not that it actually stays open or anything. I mean, it's quite flat, but I think the longer you have it and the more it softens, the more you can kind of tell that's not just sewn in place like on the back. I think with this bag it has had a bit of colour transfer on it when I've worn it crossbody. A bit of sort of the bluey denim transfer, which has wiped off, and I think because of the colour, you sort of really can't tell. I think I did probably manage to get rid of it all. If I didn't, you can't really see it. So I'm quite happy I didn't go for this in a really light colour, because I did for a while really want it in the was it Rose Ballerine? They had it in a real pale pink colour, which I absolutely really wanted for a while, but overall I'm glad I got the raisin. I do really like it. And one more thing with this bag, and I really don't know why it is. I'm not sure if you can quite see. I think you can see that on the camera there. It seems to have developed these sort of bumps at the side, and I don't know where they've come from, because I've not put anything in the bag, and it's on the other side as well. I've not put anything in this bag that would actually cause that. Like, there's been nothing poking the sides, and there's certainly nothing been poking the sides when I've like stored it somewhere or anything. So I'm really not sure why it's done that. I mean, I can't see anything on the inside that would cause that. I've just got another strap and hand sanitizer in there, but yeah, I've never put anything in it that would cause it to do that, so I don't know why it's got these little bumps there, but they seem to have appeared, and I don't really know why. I wonder if it's just part of maybe something internal where it's about the structure or something, but comment down below if you have had that on yours, because I'm really curious if anyone else with the leather version has had these sort of mysterious bumps appear, because I don't really know why they're there. So yeah, that's the Speedy. Overall I think it wears really well. It's quite a durable bag. The foil Louis Vuitton writing has sort of stayed pretty well, I think. I was worried that would wear away quite a lot, but it sort of mostly seems to be there. I mean, it has worn a little bit, but not a huge amount, so really happy with that. And as for the Montaigne, I don't really use this a huge amount, because I tend to find with where the straps attach on the handles that it kind of sits a little bit wonky on the shoulder and feels a little bit boxy. But yeah, I still really love it. I'm still happy I got it, and I do enjoy using it when I do use it, and I definitely feel more ladylike when I'm using it. Overall, my style is fairly casual, but if I'm going for a bit more of a sort of dressed up day, then this is something nice to wear. The corners are still all really great, and I think that's partly because they've got very curvy corners. So I think these type of corners that curve round like this wear really well, and of course it's also got feet, so that helps as well. So if you are considering this bag and you're worried about wear and tear, then I mean, I wouldn't worry too much. I think it wears pretty well, and as always with Empreinte leather, it's quite a durable leather anyway, especially in the rain. The only issue is, of course, that it's got so much stuff in there. Oh, bloody hell. Straps. Is that it's obviously really open. I do love that it's got the pocket there. When I first got this, I put the lock on the zipper because I thought it looked quite nice, but then I ended up taking it off because I noticed it did seem to be scratching and almost like tarnishing a little bit the zip, so I decided to take it off in the end, which is a shame because I think the locks look really nice when they're attached, but I was a bit worried that it would kind of ruin the zips. But yeah, I'm not sure like if it actually would. I just sort of did notice some scratches and what looked like might be the start of a bit of tarnishing, so I decided to take the locks off. Weight wise, between these two, there's not like a lot in it really. Maybe the Montaigne a little bit heavier. Yeah, probably the Montaigne's a bit heavier, but I mean, it definitely feels a lot heavier to carry, and I think that's just because it's more boxy, and it doesn't sit quite as comfortably on the shoulder as the Speedy. I don't use the Speedy with the original strap that it came with because it's seriously long. Like, it's really long. I'm only 5 foot, but this strap, yeah, it's not really practical for me. So I tend to use my Montaigne strap with it, or sort of any other strap, even if it doesn't sort of colour match. I think the Ponthieu strap goes really quite well for it, for on the shoulder or crossbody. On me, because I'm quite short, so I tend not to use this strap with it very often. But yeah, so I'll just move on to the Ponthieu. 2 Ponthieux. These I really love. They're like, if I can get them both on screen, they're like really schmooshy and just sort of comfortable and practical. I know they probably don't look like probably not quite as ladylike and glam as, and neat and sort of ladylike as the Montaigne or anything, but overall I think you really can't beat just like a nice big practical bag. And these are only the PM size as well, and they're still really big. what I did notice with these is the size, I think, varies between different bags, like depending on how they're sewn, and I think that also affects the wear and tear on them, because how they're sewn I think affects sort of the tightness of the corners. I have noticed, like, there's definitely, yeah, this corner has definitely worn a bit more than the other ones, and that one's sort of got a tiny bit there. Can you see? I mean, it's not very much, but it is there, and there is just a little bit of wear on that corner, which you can see there. I mean, it's not a huge amount, and it doesn't really bother me because, I mean, it's going to happen when you use a bag a lot, but if you are looking to get a leather bag, it's definitely worth checking the corners and seeing if there's any variability in sort of how tight and pointy they seem, because that, from my experience, definitely seems to affect how the bag is going to wear. I think this one's fairly good as well. See, I've actually used, I think, my navy one, my marine rouge one, more than the red one, but I think the corners for some reason have actually worn a lot better. It's just a little bit of wear on that corner there, and other than that I think the other corners are all pretty good. But I think, I mean, I know there's a bit of variability between all bags and they're sewn and, you know, because of how they're made and stuff, but I think this one was actually sewn just a little bit better than the red one, and that's probably why the corners have worn just a little bit better. But overall, I mean, I've used these loads because I find them so practical. So even with those tiny bits of wear, I think, you know, I'm really happy with how they've both worn over time. Inside the D-rings, it's like you can see like a little bit of tarnishing, just where it kind of, the hardware rubs against each other. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see that there. It's just like a bit of tarnishing. I think that will probably polish up maybe, but I haven't really been bothered, and it's kind of seemed to have reached a point of tarnishing and then not really gotten worse, so I think I'll just leave it as it is. I'll probably get around to cleaning and sorting out my bag. I've got a lot of receipts and stuff. Yeah, I need to clean my bags out a bit. The insides have worn really well on the pontoons as well. The lining seems quite thick and sturdy and pretty good quality to me. So yeah, really happy with the wear and tear on those as well. So I mean, if you're deciding on getting a leather bag, I hope you found this helpful, and if you're considering a Speedy, just definitely be aware of the inking on the sides, because that's probably going to get somewhere if that's where your straps are going. I mean, obviously it's not a problem if you plan on using it handheld, but that's not always practical. But yeah, overall I'm still really happy with all my leather bags. I love Louis Vuitton leather, and that it seems to wear so well. And oh yeah, just again, if you have noticed these mysterious dots on yours, please do let me know. I don't live near a store, so I've never really had a chance to go in and ask about it, and I'm not really sure why they're there. They're my mystery dots. Okay. Thanks for watching and hope you found it helpful.